Alrighty folks, welcome back. Today we're just going to do a short little video on making some crustacean eyes or some shrimp eyes utilizing glass beads and monofilament. For this I'll be using Vanish 40-pound fluorocarbon. As I said in the tarpon shrimp video, I found that using the fluorocarbon it mushrooms really nice. And then the beads I'm going to use are either 10-aught, 11-aught, or 9-aught glass beads. Glass seed bead, actually, this says. This brand is Toho. You can find them at your craft store for really cheap, or you can find them at some fly shops will have them in baggies. I really prefer these. What I like about this is this little top. It's actually a screw top container. So it really, it's not going to break as easy. Bags tend to break on me, do all that kind of stuff. And just for easy's sake, we're going to do the black bead today. And what I've done, what I normally do to start, is I'll strip off, I'll get a good little section, 2 feet of this or so, and I'll just run my finger down it, my hand down it. What that's doing is that's really stretching this mono, heating it up slightly because we don't want it real tight. We don't want it straight necessarily for these eyes, but I don't want it just little curly cues that you get when you unwind it. And then I'll cut them into little strips about 2 inches longer, so I don't measure it or anything like that. And also, you want to make sure you do this with clean hands, okay? Your hands have a lot of oil and grease on them, so you want to make sure to wash your hands before you do this. I've already done so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, and I have a candle going. Some people say to do this, you'll see them doing it with a lighter and all that. I don't like that. That's very inconsistent. I have a ceiling fan in the room that I've turned off. The air conditioner's not running, so there's, my flame is not really flicking around too much. Get the light off here, see if this actually works a little better. What I like about this fluorocarbon is that it actually mushrooms a bit, and I'm not touching the flame. I'm just getting close to the flame. Now that gets a nice little mushroom head already on it like that, okay? And what I'll do is I'll do all these and set them aside, and then I'll get a black marker and color the heads of these where it is mushroomed there. I'll color those black, okay? And I just do that with a Sharpie. Any old Sharpie will do. You can also do colors if you want to do colors. What I have found, though, any video or picture or actual live shrimp I've seen, the eyes are black, okay? They're not red, they're not brown, they're not green, they're black. At night under a light, yes, they're a different color. During daylight hours, they are black. So I've just colored the end of the mushroom deal there black, and this is just a piece of foam, which you'll see utilized here in just a second why I have that out. And what I do is I just pick up a bead in my finger here. That bead is sitting in my finger, and I can poke it with the end of that monofilament there, and then I just slide it up, just like that, okay? Now I'm also using the UV Clear Fly Finish Thick again. This is made by Loon. You can use any brand you want. This is the heavy, which I think is kind of important for this. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take that eye I just did. I'm going to blow this candle out so I don't burn my hand while I'm doing this. Ooh, that's smoky. And I'm just going to put a little drop on here and just kind of brush this forward, and I'm rotating this eye between my thumb and forefinger there as I'm doing this, okay? That's going to give me a nice little dollop of this clear cure on there. Now I'm taking, just keep on rotating it. If you stop rotating, what's going to happen, it's going to all clump down to one side, and that kind of defeats the whole purpose. Okay, I've rotated this around a good bit, so now I'm going to take my UV light and just hit it up and run that around. Now when I'm doing these, I'll do about 20 sets of eyes at a time, so about 40 eyeballs. And what I like to do is I'll stick them in this foam, and then the next day, since I'm usually doing this at night it seems, I'll take them outside and let them sit in the sun for about 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Just whenever I think about it, I go and get them. And that just makes sure that they're really nice and hard. And I just stick them just like that in there. And then I take and just baggie them up. Like this, you can see here, these are actually some kind of amber. I like this amber color also, but the black is really the best color, in all honesty and fairness. You can also use these. I've seen these utilized as weed guards and some crab flies, which is kind of an interesting theory. Um, and really, I mentioned this before, but I used to use hard mono, and a lot of people say to use hard mono, but I found the problem with the hard mono is it tends to droop when it gets heated up. So instead of that kind of what happens, imagine that my finger is your piece of fluorocarbon. It'll actually kind of implode back on itself and evenly mushroom as it comes back. With the mono, what happens is when you get it to that heat, it'll tend to droop down below. So you have to keep on rotating that mono while it's heating up to get you an eye. And I just found this has cut my eye making time by 2/3 just using this fluorocarbon. And I have very, very little waste. Just it's so much easier than using the hard mono. So there are the eyeballs. Good luck and hope you enjoy.